Alright, welcome back to another episode of DreamTanksTV and Enhancement Shaman Madness. Alright, today we're going over the first boss under Liberation of Undermine. Alright, it's called Vex and the Gear Grinder. Alright, we're going to go over normal, heroic, and mythic. Alright, just so y'all know, we'll be reviewing every single video, so if you want to watch the next video and the next boss, just go to the next video because we'll be posting them out just so y'all know. So you can get familiarized with the bosses. Alright. Alright, so basically Vexie Full Throttle has been paving a path of terror through the hearts of anyone her gang encounters, answering Galloway's call for aid, and she and her crew are here to repair an old favor and add a few new grease stains to the undermined streets. Okay, so the overview. The gear grinder begins the encounter encasing in protective plating. So what if protective plating? Protective plating is during protective plating protects the gear grinding, allowing it to slowly gain energy. When all applications of protective plating are removed, the gear grinder enters a mechanical breakdown. Alright, and that's what protective plating is. Alright. Slowly generating energy and preparing for unrelenting carnage. Unrelenting carnage. Alright. What is unrelenting carnage? Upon reaching 100 energy, the gear grinder goes into an overdrive for 30 seconds, launching shrapnel at all players every 2 seconds, inflicting 912,196,000, basically almost a raid wipe, of fire damage, an additional 547,338 fire damage every 1 second for 8 seconds. This effect stacks, so basically a raid wipe. So don't let the boss get to unrelenting carnage or you're gonna raid wipe. That's basically it. Alright. While atop of her war tank, Vix calls in gear grinder bikes to assist her. When a biker is defeated, they surrender their bikes, allowing you to unleash a blaze of glory. What is blaze of glory? A player takes control of the abandoned gear grinder bikes to launch it forward in a blaze of glory. If the bike hits the gear grinder, the war tank suffers 1% of a maximum health and loses one application of its protective plating. And also the bike explodes, inflicting 456,098 fire damage to all players and triggering a shower of burning shrapnel. So basically, when they call down, the bikers beat the bikers, take their bike, aim it at the boss, take away the protective plating. At the same time, understand that you're gonna take almost a little over 450k damage, so you're gonna need a cooldown, or maybe your healers can manage a cooldown there in that area, or you're just understand you're gonna need a cooldown per bike that is being launched at the boss, because you're gonna everyone within that area is gonna take a little over 450k damage. All right. Let's say, and removing the application of protective plating. Yes, yes. Every bike removes the application of one application. All right, we gotta see how many applications it has. We don't know yet. Let's say once all protective plating is removed, gear grinder suffers a mechanical plating breakdown. And what is a mechanical breakdown? With a protective plating removed, the gear grinder breaks down casings. It suffers 100% increased damage taken until protective plating is restored. In addition, the engine periodically backfires, sending burning shrapnel into the arena. Okay, so basically, when it enters mechanical breakdown, you gotta burn the boss, basically. So basically, while breakdown, Vix begins its tune-up. And what is tune-up? Vix is order emergency repairs to the gear grinder, causing it to repair its protective plating over 45 seconds. Vix also calls down a crew to assist with repair. So basically, you got 45 seconds to burn down the boss. If you don't burn down the boss in 45 seconds, you're going to rinse and repeat, and they're going to put the protective plating back on, and then you're just going to go the whole cycle all over again, basically. So the main objective is get all the platings off. So when they call down the bikers, beat the ads, take the bike. Understand you're gonna need a cooldown per bike that's being launched at the boss to take the protective plating. Once all the protective plating is gone, then it enters mechanical breakdown. You have 45 seconds to beat the boss. Literally, you want a bloodlust. You want a bloodlust, pop all cooldowns within that 45 seconds and burn as much as you can. That If you're able to burn out the boss, you beat the boss. If you don't, then you're gonna have to rinse and repeat, and then get all the platings off again, and then burn down the last percentages that you have, basically. And that's basically the whole fight. To put in perspective. All right, let's see. Yes, and let's see. And the repairs. Let's see. Calls down mechanic to repair. And what is repair? The pit mechanic repairs 2% of the gear grinder protective plating every 2 seconds until the plating is restored. Okay, so damage dealers. Damage dealers need to defeat the bikers and surrender the bikes, allowing for Blades of Glory. Of course, you gotta beat the ass, take the bike, push it, point it to the boss. I see. Fix it, tunes up, and mechanics repairs the gear grinder protective plate. I'm guessing. I don't know if they're gonna be targetable. Possibly, you gotta beat them. Maybe, possibly. All right, but at the same time, you got 45 seconds. So I don't know if you wanna. I don't know if you want to target them, let them repair, so you can get all the damage onto the boss within those 45 seconds. Let's see. Mechanical breakdown causes the gear grinder to take increased damage, of course, yes. Let's see what the healers gotta do. Healer says, defeat gear grinder bike surrendering, allowing, okay, of course, the Blaze of Glory, but I think DPS is gonna take care of that. Let's see, spoiled oil. Inflicts moderate damage to afflicted players. I'm guessing you got to dispel. And what is oil? The gear grinder launches oil at a targeted player. Downsing players within 7 yards impact the oil inflicts 456,098 natural damage every 1.5 seconds for 12 seconds. So basically you got to dispel that dot. It's a dot that players are going to get. You got to dispel, spew oil, all right, from players. Basically, that's what healers need to do. All right, what does healers need to do also? While the gear grinder suffers mechanical, all players take damage from backfire. And what is backfire? The gear grinder engine backfires, inflicting 969,209 fire damage every 2 seconds to all players. So basically, during backfire, during everybody's doing their bloodlust, everybody's doing everything, you're gonna have to probably pop cooldowns because everybody's gonna take a lot of damage during backfire. All right, it's gonna happen every 2 seconds. All right, so you're gonna have to, healers are gonna have to manage the raid damage, and everybody is gonna have to manage their cooldowns when the healers probably go so they can manage the cooldown and survive, if anything. All right, so yeah, mechanical breakdown is definitely, you need to burn the boss because you're gonna be taking raid wide damage every 2 seconds, almost 1,000,000 damage every 2 seconds. All right, let's see. Mechanical breakdowns causes the gear grinder to take increased damage. Yeah, of course, that's for the healers. Let's see the tanks. What the tanks gotta do. Defeat gear grinder surrendering their bikes. Okay, the tanks, I don't know if they gotta do that, but we'll see. Let's see, fixes tune up and repair mechanics. Okay, let's see. Well, it didn't really give us a thing. Okay, so this is what it looks like. The gear grinder. This is what Vix looks like. This is what the gear grinder bikers. So this is what you gotta kill. All right, this is what it looks like to come out. This is the pit mechanic, and this is the support rig. I guess that comes out and helps out the pit mechanic to repair the gear grinder. All right, so let's see if anything. Let's go over heroic, Anything changes in heroic, I think it's basically the same on just this layout. This layout, basically. We're gonna go to the abilities in a second. Okay, so on heroic, something did change. Let's see, for DPS stays the same. Basically, healers. See, dispel. Watch out for backfire. Okay, same thing. Let's see, tanks. Tanks, it says tanks. Okay, so they did add something. Tank burst. Tank burst on heroic. Okay, let's see. Tank burst. The gear grinder slams into current targets, inflicting 9.4 million physical damage, knocking them all back, causing them to bleed for 503,560 physical damage every 1.5 seconds for 25 seconds. In addition, the target suffers increased damage increased damage by tank burst for 25 seconds. This affects stacks. Let's see. The exertion causes the gear grinder to expel a cloud of exhaust fumes and leak out oil that lasts for 5 seconds. Okay. Leaving oil spills at the caster's location. Okay, there's gonna be oil spills at the caster's locations. Oil slicks. Oil slicks. The gear grinder creates a pool of noxious oils that last up to 5 minutes. Players within the pool suffer 300 nature damage every 1 second and have their movement speed reduced by 30% additional 30 by reduced by 30%. Additional players within the effect slick and slide along the ground, and they slip and slide, so be careful. You're gonna slip and slide if you're doing an oil slick, so be careful in your movement. Gear grinder's bike passing over the oil slick spins out, stunning the rider for 5 seconds. Okay, that's good, so you can actually kill the rider. Okay, so that's the tanks, basically. That's the only thing that changed on heroic. Let's see what if it changes on mythic. We're gonna go through the abilities in a second. Let's see, DPS, same thing basically for mythic, just basically the same. Let's see, healers, did anything add? No, it's basically more damage. Tanks, okay, basically. Okay, so let's go into the abilities. All right. So basically on heroic, and mythic, so basically if you get targeted by owl slick, try to put it in an area so you have more room to work with, if anything. If you can do that. If not, just be careful. Just watch out for your surroundings. Alright, so we're going to go into the abilities. For normal, alright? Normal. Stage 1 is Fury Road. The Gear Grinder. Protective Plate. Yes, we understand that. Protective Plate. He gains energy and you need to remove it. All right, let's see. Even on normal, look, it says even on normal, this is death. That's deadly. So that's a raid wipe even on normal. Unleashing Carnage. So if it reaches 100 energy, so you gotta get the protective plating even on normal off before it reaches 100 energy, and it needs to enter a mechanical meltdown. If not, you're gonna raid wipe. If you can't get the plates off the boss before it reaches 100 energy, is most likely a raid wipe, even in normal. You understand? All right, let's see. Call bikers. Yes, the bikers come down. You gotta inflict them. Okay, so let's see. Gear bikers. Okay, so there is two things. Blaze of Glory. Yes. The player takes control. You got to aim it at the boss. So that's one thing you have to do. That's important. You got to take the bike and aim it to the boss. Hot Wheels. Okay, we didn't go over this. Hot Wheels. The gear grinder bike charges towards a player location, inflicting 2.7 million fire damage to a player in the path and knocking them back. Okay, so basically, if they do Hot Wheel, get out of the way or you're gonna get wrecked. Just so you know, there's gonna be a path on normal, and the bikers are probably gonna be going into a line of path. Get out of the line of path, or you're gonna take 2.7 million damage. Probably gonna get wrecked. All right, get out of the bikers' way when they stop. Stun them. Take their bikes. Aim it at the boss. Take the protective plating off, and before it reaches 100%, or it's a raid wipe. Okay, spew oil. Basically, the gear grinder launches an oil, basically dousing a within seven yards of the impact with the oil, inflicting 4,556,098 natural damage every 1.5 seconds over 12 seconds. That needs to be dispelled or taken off because it's a dot. If it can't be, then you gotta manage your cooldowns. All right, inflicting fire. Oh no, sorry, incinerating fire. The gear grinder focus fire at several players for 6 seconds, launching blazing shells at their location every zero point 0.5 seconds. Each shell inflicts 1.3 million fire damage to players within 3 yards. So basically, get out of that area, or you're gonna take 1.3 million fire damage to players within 3 yards. Or if you have the soak, that might be a soak. All right, that might be a soak. We might have to go soak that, the inflicting fire. Depending on how it goes, we might have to soak inflicting fire. If you don't have to soak it, then because it's split within players, so if everybody soaks it, we take minimal damage. So it's probably gonna be a soak, inflicting fire. Just so y'all know. Maybe. We'll see what happens. This is the gear grinder focuses at fire at several players at 4-6 seconds, launching blazing shells at their location every 0.5 second. Each shell inflicts 1.3 fire damage to all players. So, okay, so basically it's not a soak. Basically, get out of the way. Basically, it's a fixation. All right, it's gonna have a dot on you, and you gotta run it away from the group, and it's gonna land, and you keep moving. It's like it's gonna launch. You're gonna move forward. It's gonna land. Just keep moving forward, basically away from the group, so you don't get the group wreck, basically. So it's not a soak. It's basically run away. If you put that on you, run away from the group. Run away. Stay away from each other, and just don't get hit by it. That's incinerating fire. That's on normal. Let's see, bomb voyage. Let's see, gear grinder bombers, low bombs at players, inflicting 656,781 fire damage on impact, and causing the target to burn 456,098 fire damage every 1.5 seconds for 9 seconds. So let's read that again. Gear grinder bomber lobs bombs at players, inflicting. Okay, so basically, if you get targeted, move out of the way. If you get targeted, move out of the way. If you get a dot, healers have to dispel the dot, most likely. Yeah, if you get targeted by bomb voyage, get out of the way. Because you're gonna take 656,000 damage, and then you're gonna get a dot for 456,000 every 1.5 seconds for 9 seconds, and that sucks. Okay, let's go tank buster. Tank buster. I'm guessing this is where the tanks have to like taunt. Let's see. The gear grinder slams into its current target, inflicting 6.8 million physical damage, knocking them back and causing them to bleed for 365,000 physical damage every 1.5 seconds for 25 seconds. In addition, the target suffers 200 increased damage. Maybe it's a stack. Maybe this is a stack. Let's see. The gear grinder, let's see, exhaust fumes. The gear grinder releases a smog that suffocates all players for 6 seconds, inflicting 273,659 thousand shadow damage every 1 second. This increases its intensity by 25% with every cast. Oh, dang. Okay, so maybe the slam for the tank is a soak, because if you're taking the tank is not going to have 6.8 million health, so that might be split between everybody. I'm not sure, but you're going to have to just understand that on your raid. That might be a tank soak, like everybody stacks and takes a portion of 6.8 million divided by the whole group. You know, and then everybody takes a split damage between 664,000 physical damage. But possibly, maybe we don't sure. We'll see. Okay, let's see. Pit stop. Phase 2, when it goes into meltdown. This is when it goes into meltdown, chat. All right. So mechanical meltdown, it removes all the protective plating, and the gear grinder breaks down and it suffers 100%. This is what you want to do to bloodlust. You want to bloodlust everything, all cooldowns. All right. But at the same time, for healers need to understand that backfire is going to happen during this phase, mechanical breakdown. The gear grinder engine backfires, inflicting 969,209 fire damage every 2 seconds to all players. So you're gonna understand, you're gonna heal through that. Healers need to heal. This is normal. Healers need to heal through that. They're gonna have a lot of players dead. All right, let's see. Burning shrapnel. The gear grinder protecting plating shatters into multiple burning pieces of shrapnel. Each inflicted 1.3 million fire damage to all players within 3 yards of the impact. So basically, get out of it. Burning shrapnel, get out of it. It's gonna probably land. Get out of the circle. If there's a circle, get out of it. You're gonna take 1.3 million fire damage within players within 3 yard radius. So basically, get out of the way. Let's see. Tune up. Tune up is the Vexie orders emergency repairs. Yes, this is where it repairs. You got 45 seconds to burn down the boss. If you don't burn the boss within 45 seconds, then you have to rinse and repeat and start from the plating all over again. Just so y'all know, all right? And that's normal. All right, let's go to pit repair. Oh, we already did that. Pit repair. Okay, so repair. Let's see. Let's see. Pit repairs. This is important. This is interruptible. So repair, you can interrupt repair. All right, just so you know, chat. The pit mechanic repairs 2% of the gear grinder protective plating every 2 seconds until the plating is restored. So you can interrupt this. When he tries to repair, you need to try to rotate your interruptions with his repair. All right, chat. Just so y'all know, when pit mechanic is called out, interrupt repair. All right, so let's look under heroic. All right, let's see. Did anything change under heroic? Let's see. Important. Yes, the protective plating for stage 1. Let's see. Yes, it's more deadly. Unrelenting carnage is more deadly in heroic. Because remember, if it reaches 100 energy, it's most likely a raid wipe. Let's see. Bikers. Let's see. For heroic, blades of glory. Remember, you gotta beat the biker, take their bike, and aim it at the boss. But remember, every single time, the boss, I mean, it takes damage. Let me go to normal. Is the damage increase for the bikers? Yes. So remember, on normal is 456,900 and 456,098 fire damage for normal for the biker. For heroic, the explosion is 629,550 fire damage. So the damage did go up. Also, relenting carnage damage went up. So heroic damage does go up. So it's mythic damage. So put that into perspective when you're doing this stuff. All right. Let's see. Burning shrapnel. Let's see. These is for the bikers. Let's see. Protective. Let's see. A gear grinder protective plating shrapnel into multiple pieces of shrapnel, each inflicting 1.8 million fire damage to players within 3 yards of the impact. So basically, get out of the impact and move 3 yards away from the circle. 3 yards away, you're gonna take damage. All right, Hot Wheels. This one, remember, Hot Wheels, you're gonna take 5.6 million damage. So basically, you're almost gonna die. So if you get hit in heroic, if you get hit by Hot Wheels, you're most likely gonna die. All right, so be very careful. Don't get hit by Hot Wheels when the gear grinder bikers comes out and you gotta beat them. All right, let's see. Spilled oil, and it says under here it's gonna take more damage. Also, in heroic and mythic difficulty, spilled oil leaves behind oil slick. So the dot that gets put on them leaves oil slick. What is oil slick? It's heroic difficulty. It's for heroic. All right, oil slick. The gear grinder creates a pool of noxious oil that leaves up to 5 minutes. So maybe you can stack that somewhere. If you get put the dot maybe you could be like run somewhere and then get dispelled and then stay within that area to leave the oil slick within that area, possibly in the outer areas. That could be a strategy. All right, just so y'all know. All right, so let's see. Oil slick players leave pool suffering 314,725 natural damage every 1 second and have their movement speed reduced by 30%. Additional players within the effect of oil slick slide along the ground, so be very careful. All right, be very careful. That might be useful on a strategy that might you want to go somewhere. Just understand you're gonna take damage. All right. Let's see. GearGrinders bike passing over the oil slick slips out and stuns them for 5 seconds. You might want to use the oil slick somewhere to stun the bikers, possibly. Alright, so let's see. Inflicting fire. Get out of it, basically. That's going to be getting... Let's see. Yeah, get out. Get out. Move out of the way. Bomb barrage is healer alert. You're going to probably have to heal through this. Alright. It said bomb barrage is... This is not heroic. It says Gear Grinder bomb loads of bombs at targets, inflicting almost 1 million damage, 906,408 fire damage on impact, and causing the target to burn 629,450 fire damage every 1 second for 9 seconds. So 1.5 seconds every 1.5 seconds for 9 seconds. That's maybe a dot. Or if it's not a dot, you're going to have to heal through that for 9 seconds. Just be careful if people get hit with that. Alright? You're going to probably dispel the dot, the burning dot, maybe. Alright. Let's see. For tank busters, for tanks. Let's see. In Heroic and Mythic, the tank buster leaves behind an oil slick. Alright. That leaves behind an oil slick, tanks. Alright. Remember, the tank buster. It says the gear grinder slams into a current target, inflicted even more 9.4 million damage, physical damage. This heroic, knocking them back and causing them to bleed for 503,560 physical damage every 1.5 seconds for 25 seconds. In addition, the target suffers 200,000 increased damage taken by tank buster for 25 seconds. This affects stacks, sorry. Yeah, this affects stacks. So maybe you have to taunt every 25 seconds. Maybe the tanks have to do a tank rotation taunt every 25 seconds to get that dot. And then go ahead and then try probably like watch your cooldowns while you're in that 25-second window. You know what I'm saying? And the other tank takes it. Takes the boss for that 25-second until he gets a dot. And then his dot's gone, and then he takes it. And then you're going to have to rotate tank dots. Every 25 seconds, tanks. There you go. Let's see. Exhaust fumes as Gear Grinder releases a smog that suffers all players for 6 seconds. For healers, this is healer alert. Healer alert. Alright. So, suffers for all players for 6 seconds, inflicting 377,670 shadow damage every 1 second. This increases its intensity by 25% with every cast. Alright. And then oil slick, this is heroic difficulty. Remember, the gear grinder creates a pool of noxious gas, of noxious oil that lasts up to 5 minutes. Players within the pool suffer 314,725 natural damage every 1 second and have their movement speed reduced by 30%. In addition, the players can slide. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you can use that to stun the people, stun the bikers. All right. So step 2. Let's see if there's any changes for step 2. For the pit stop when it goes into mechanical breakdown. That's where you gotta blow everything. You know, pop all cooldowns, lust, everything. You got 45 seconds. If you don't do it in 45 seconds, then you're gonna have to go ahead and rinse and repeat it all over again. Alright, for healers in heroic, the backfire inflicts 1.3 million fire damage every 2 seconds for every 2 seconds to all players for 45 seconds. Because remember, he's in meltdown for 45 seconds. Just about. Let's see. Let's see. Burning shrapnel is basically inflicts. Let's see. It's gonna have a protecting, and it says. Okay, it says the GearGrinder protective plating shatters into multiple burning pieces of shrapnel, each inflicting 1.8 million fire damage to players within 3 yards. So get out of the. When there's a circle, move 3 yards away, even 4, 5 yards, just in case, so you don't take any of that damage. All right, so you can move out of that stuff. Let's say tune up. Yeah, you gotta be. He's gonna come repair the bot in 45 seconds. All right, and then remember, when the pit mechanic is important. Pit mechanic is gonna do repair. Repair is interruptible. So you could rotate, interrupt the repair, and that's heroic. All right, let's go to Mythic. Mythic. Let's see. For tanks, protective plating is important. All right, that's basically the same thing as heroic. Heroic and normal. All right, so okay, so if it reaches 100 energy, if the bot reaches 100, it goes into unrelenting carnage, and it's gonna raid wipe. Especially in Mythic, it's gonna raid wipe. So be careful. So make sure you beat the bikers. Make them to probably slick an oil, stun them, take their bikes, and aim it at the boss. All right. So here we go. Okay, so during Mythic, there's something new. Mythic difficulty, oiled canister. Upon defeat, the bikers explodes and sends canisters of oil flying through the air. The players can catch the oil canister, suffering 1.2 million natural damage and becoming soaked in oil for 1 minute. So I can catch it. Versus it crashing and spilling everywhere, basically. Each canister that falls and hits the player. Each canister that fails to hit a player explodes and leave oil slicks behind. So basically, if you kill the biker in Mythic, he's gonna launch up a canister. Someone needs to go grab it. If not, it's going to go ahead and explode and leave oil spicks everywhere behind. And oil slicks are aggravating. And that's Mythic. So you gotta catch the canisters. Someone needs to catch the canisters and stay soaked in oil for 1 minute. Alright? Let's see, soaked in oil. It said the player who catches the oil canister becomes soaked in oil, increases damage taken from oil canisters by 500% for 1 minute. Okay, so basically you cannot catch the same canister. Okay, so basically you need to alternate canisters. If someone grabs the canister, alright, someone's available, need to go grab the canister, and that's a Mythic. So you gotta rotate on catching canisters. The same person cannot catch the same canister. Alright, that's just how it is. All slicks. That's for heroic. Same thing, that's the same thing as before, All slicks. We went over all slicks already. Alright. Important for Blaze of Glory when you take their bikes. All right, when you take their bikes, remember. All right, let's see. On Mythic difficulty, GearGrinders bikes must be fueled by 2 oil canisters before being able to use Blades of Glory. Okay, so basically, if you beat the biker, you can't do Blades of Glory. You need to beat 2 bikers to get 2 canisters, fill 1 bike up, do Blades of Glory, and then basically you need to beat 2 bikers per 1 bike. Just so you know, alright? In Mythic, alright? So, because you gotta go fill. Whoever has the canisters need to go fill up the bike once the bike is taken out. Basically, when you beat the biker. Alright, so 2 people gotta go fill out the bike, then do Blades of Glory. Alright, and we need 2 new people. Alright, you can't have the same 2 new people. You know what I'm saying? depending if the 1 minute. If the 1 minute's over, then possibly the same two people can do it over and over again. All right. If the same two people can, then you're gonna have to have a rotation of two people, most likely. Two people for this canister, for this bike, and then once they're done, the new two people come in and they do the new bike to do Blades of Glory. And those two people, I mean these two groups, which is four people total, rotate and keep doing refilling the bike with the two oil canisters, and that's Mythic. All right, that's Mythic. That's the new upgrade for Mythic. All right, so burning shrapnel, increased damage. Let's see, the damage has been increased in Mythic. So the gear grinder protecting plate shatters into a multiple burning pieces, each inflicting 2.5 million fire damage within 3 yards. So basically get out of the circle and move 3 yards, even 5 yards away, so you don't take 2.5 million damage and get wrecked. All right, let's see Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels. Okay, Hot Wheels, remember, they do the line. You got to move out of the way. All right, if you get hit by Hot Wheel, it'll inflict 7.5 million fire damage to all players in their path and knock them back. So you don't want to be in its path and you get knocked back. So the minute they start, the bikers start to do Hot Wheel, get out of the way. You don't want to take that damage. Okay, oil, spew oil. Let's see, spew oil. Hold on. I think we're almost done with this. Thank goodness, yes. Damn. Video's almost 46 minutes just on the first boss. That's okay. That's going to be crazy. Okay, cool. No problem. For at least we covered normal, heroic, and mythic. At least that. That's perfectly fine. All video, the first boss, all in one video. Alright. Oil Slick. In heroic and mythic difficulty, spew oil leaves behind oil slicks. Okay, spew oil. Remember what spew oil is. The gear grinder launches oils at a targeted player, forming an oil slick at their location and dousing players within 12 yards of the impact with oil. So basically get out of the way. You need to move more than 12 yards. Move to the other side of the room, basically. It'll inflict 838,508 natural damage every 1.5 seconds per 12 seconds. So basically get the hell out of the way. The whole group needs to get the hell out of the way. Out of the oil spill. Because remember, it leaves behind oil slicks. If you get hit by it, you're going to leave oil slicks. And you don't want to have that. Remember, oil slick is during heroic, but it's still within mythic. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. The grease grinder creates a pool of toxic oils that leaves that lasts up to 5 minutes. The oil slicks last up to 5 minutes, so you don't want to get hit by that because that thing's going to be staying there for 5 minutes. Players within the pool suffer 1 million natural damage every 1 second and have their movements be reduced by 30%. That's a lot of damage you're taking, and then you're gonna slide around the way, and then you slide probably another oil spill. You could take another million. All right, but you could use them to stun the bikers. All right, so let's see what's incinerating fire. Incinerating fire, yeah, get out of the way. Basically, get out of the way. All right, so basically, focus fires at several players for 6 seconds, launching blazing shells at their location for 5 seconds, inflicting 2.5 million. It's a dot that's gonna be throwing shells at you. You got to get out of the group, run away, and don't get hit by it. And try to last for 6 seconds. When you're done, then get back in DPSing or go back to healing. Do what you gotta do. All right. So Bomb Voyage. This is a healer alert in Mythic. Gear Grinder bomb shells lob bombs at players, inflicting 1.2 million fire damage on impact, causing the target to burn for 838,508 damage. Fire damage for 1.5 seconds. For every 1.5 seconds for 9 seconds. All right. Watch out, healers. That's a healer alert. Tank Buster. Tank Buster. The boss is gonna slam and inflict 12.5 million physical damage, knocking them back and causing them to bleed 670,806 physical damage every 1.5 seconds for 25 seconds. In addition, the target suffers increase 200% increased damage taken by tank buster for 25 seconds. So basically you can't do it again. So the tank got a taunt every 25 seconds. This affects stacks. You don't want more stacks, especially in Mythic. Alright, see, it's a heroic and Mythic. The tank buster leaves behind oil slick, so probably point your back to like a corner, if anything. So you don't leave behind oil slicks everywhere. Let's see, exhausts fumes, healer alert. It says the gear grinder releases a smog that suffers all players for 6 seconds, inflicting 503,000 damage, 503,105 shadow damage every 1 second. This increases in intensity by 25% every cast, chat. Exhaust fumes. Alright, so healer alert on that. Just so y'all know. Oil slicks, that's heroic. We went over that. Oil slicks, y'all know about oil slicks. So far, y'all been here. Okay, so the boss goes into step 2, mechanical breakdown. This is where you gotta bloodlust everything. Kill the boss within 45 seconds. You got to. Remember, also remember healer alert for backfire. All right, so during here, backfire is going to go ahead and inflict 2.1 million fire damage every 2 seconds to all players. So this is gonna be the first boss. Is gonna be like a DPS check for Mythic. All right, it's a DPS check. You gotta kill the boss before the boss kills you. All right, it's a huge DPS check for Mythic. Just first boss. All right, legit. Let's see, burning shrapnel. Let's see, it's gonna shatter into multiple burning pieces, each inflicting 2.5 million fire damage to players within 3 yards. So please get out of the way. Get out of the circle. Tune-ups the same. Support rig. Here's Mythic. So here's the support rig. We didn't know what this was. We didn't know what this was. What was it? This support rig. We didn't know what this was. So support rig comes in Mythic. Alright, so what is Mythic difficulty? Let's see. High maintenance. Support rig. The support rig inspires the support rig inspires efficiency in nearby pit crew member, making pit crew members within 15 yards immune to crowd control effects. Oh, so basically you can't interrupt them. Support rigs. So basically you gotta, if you can kill support rigs, kill the support rigs and keep stunning and crowd controlling the repair for pit mechanic basically. Let's see, during Mythic the pit repair repairs 5%. Oh, it went up 5% on Mythic. All right, every 2 seconds until it's fully restored, because in heroic it's still set 2%. Let me make sure. Hold on. Let me make sure. Let me scroll down. Yeah, 2%. So normal and heroic is 2%. Mythic is 5%. And also support rig comes out. The little flying thing comes out. Your Mythic, everybody. First boss. You watch out for this thing. You gotta kill it. Because if you don't, it will make all pit mechanics, this guy, immune to crowd control. So basically you can't stun him, you can't silence him, you can't do nothing. So you got it. That is priority right here, is support rig on Mythic difficulty. Alright, and then you can go ahead and go back and killing your boss. And that's basically all of Mythic. That is Mythic, Vexie, and GearGrinders, chat. Alright, there you go. That was the whole read up. Every single ability for healers, DPS, and tanks for normal, heroic, and Mythic breakdown. Alright, chat. We're gonna come out with the next video, Caldron of Carnage, in the next one. Alright, hope you liked the video. Give me your comments below. What do you think of the breakdown of normal, heroic, and Mythic? Did it give you an idea of what the boss looks like? Let me know. Comments below. Alright, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. We'll see you on the next episode of DreamTanksTV and Enhancement Shaman Madness. Take it easy, buddy. Later.